The law of attraction for beginners. You may have heard about the law of attraction or tried to learn about it and it didn't work for you. It's always working. I'll explain that in a second. But you thought that it didn't work for you or whatever. And it may have been because you were starting with some ideas that are a little bit farther down the line. It's like I always tell everyone, to learn the alphabet song, you have to memorize your ABCs. So before you get to Z, you know A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You know that Z may be in there somewhere, M might be in there somewhere, W might be in there somewhere. But you start at the beginning with those beginning thoughts. And that's what this video is all about. Law of attraction for beginners. It is not difficult. There is a process. We're going to have several videos over the next couple of months that it's going to help you grow along that journey. And so make sure that you're a subscriber here. If you're not already, look for that subscribe button somewhere on your screen, give it a click, and then click the bell so that you'll get notifications when we drop these follow-up videos to help you step by step grow in your law of attraction journey. Why should this be important to you? Do you want a happy life? Do you want what you want? Normally we do want what we want. So this video, this quick video, I'm going to give you the basics. I'm going to tell you why most people who say that it doesn't work are getting results that they don't want and how to shift that as a starting point. Then next week, the reason I wanted you to subscribe and hit the bell for notifications, next week, we're going to have another law of attraction video that's going to teach you a visualization technique to really help skyrocket your results. And I'm going to show you how to practice that and how to get into that. Okay, I'll be right back with all the goods on law of attraction for beginners.
GILD Coaching, more success, less stress.
Law of attraction is pretty simple. To define it, just kind of generally, it means that you attract what you are. Well, if you are an unsuccessful, miserable mess, the law of attraction means that you are attracting more of that, and you don't want that. So to flip it, you attract what you are, but you are what you attract. So it's really this catch-22. It's really this ongoing flow. So understanding that somebody who really is in a negative place, who feels like they've been failing, which is actually a really good place to be at this moment. And I'll explain that more in just a minute. But a person who's there is like, okay, well, if I'm going to attract what I am, then what's the point? What's the point in even going on? Huge point in even going on, because just by watching this video, just by shifting your perception, just by shifting your perspective a little bit, that you can change this, all of a sudden, you're going to be attracting at a bit of a higher value. All right. So you are what you attract, and you attract what you are. That has to do with vibration. If you get down to science, everything in the universe vibrates. I have this pen on my desk. This has a vibration. The molecules that make up this pen, the cap and the pen, and even the ink inside, all have a vibration so that they can exist in this physical form. So does this ring on my finger. So does this hair on my head. So does this skin, all of it. Everything that is matter in the universe vibrates. Also, everything that is not solid matter also has a vibration. Air, thoughts. This is where we start to get a little bit abstract with this. Your thoughts have a vibration, and I can prove it to you. Remember the last time that you had a really, really happy thought that it felt good? You're like, oh man, this feels good. That was a vibration, that feeling. So you were actually feeling it. Do you remember the last time that you had a really negative thought and it didn't feel good? Even one that was so negative that it maybe made you sick to your stomach or sad or sleepy. Those vibrations impact you, just as the gravitational pull of the moon impacts our moods. You know, people do some crazy things on a full moon. It also impacts the tides. The vibrations that we sustain through our thoughts, beliefs, and feelings impact the results around us. It's almost like we are our own moon for our universe, for our own personal universe, if you want to get really philosophical about it. Okay, so knowing that everything has a vibration, my glasses that I pop on when I'm not recording, I don't wear them because there's these weird lights and they be weird. Anyway, all of these things, all of my fidget spinner, my Post-it notes, all of these things have vibration. They all vibrate at different rates so that they can sustain these forms. Your thoughts vibrate at different rates so that they can sustain form as well. And your thoughts are habits. Okay, so the way that you can first get into the law of attraction is by examining your thoughts. Now, one of the main things that there are two things that most people who come to me and say, teach me how to practice the law of attraction, because I am a law of attraction teacher. I actually teach and certify law of attraction coaches to go be law of attraction coaches. So when people come to me and ask me to teach them this, I'll talk to them about vibration. We'll get a really good understanding of that. And then when we get to the part about our thoughts, they'll say, well, I really want to attract a lot of money or attract love. Those are the two top requests. I want my ex back, or I want someone who loves me, or whatever. I want to pair up and have a loving partnership, or I want to be rich. Those are the two most common things. So let's look at the wealth factor, the abundance of money. Most people who are overly focused on an abundance of money are experiencing the opposite of that. So they're focused on, I want to be rich. I want to be rich. I want to be rich. I wish I were rich. Do you hear the deprivation in all of these statements? It's coming from a place of lack. If I want to be rich, it means that I'm not. If I wish I were, it means that I wish I had something that I don't have. And so when people are really focusing on what they want, they're coming at it from a place of lack instead of a place of abundance. And that's where they're getting it wrong. And so people who are trying to practice the law of attraction, and as I said earlier, you're always practicing it because you're always thinking and you always have a vibration. So whether you're trying or not, you are. You are a law of attraction practitioner right now because you are a vibration. You are a living, breathing, vibing person. And so you are participating in this, whether you like it or not. Sorry. Congratulations. You are a very experienced law of attraction practitioner, even unknowingly so. So the way to focus on what you want instead of what you don't want, recognize what you don't want. Oh, okay. I don't like what I have right now. But then you have to reprogram things into the positive. So for someone who has a lack of financial abundance in there right now, and they want to attract wealth, when a bill comes in the mail or in their email, and they're opening that, they're clicking it open or they're ripping it open and they're looking at the bill instead of going, oh, I've got to pay this. How am I going to come up with the funds to pay this? You go, oh, I'm so happy and grateful that the universe trusts that abundance is on the way to take care of this. I'm so happy and grateful that the universe is assuring me that it's like a pre-notification of financial wealth coming into your life. I have been having thoughts like that since my 20s. I never worried, even when money was tight, I never worried about where money was going to come from for a bill. When a bill would show up, and I'll tell you a story in just a second about this is true. When a bill would show up and there wasn't immediate cash to just slap on it, I would go, and I would sit it down. I would not let it rent a lot of space in my thoughts. And I would say, I wonder, with curiosity, it's a big word, it's key, write that down if you're taking notes. I wonder, with curiosity, what's going to happen in my life that's going to make this easy to take care of? And I mean, I was already having this thought before I even knew what law of attraction was. So yay me, bravo, younger Dr. Jane or bravo Jane, I wasn't Dr. then. But I would immediately think, oh, I wonder what miracle is going to happen. Not in like a miracle is going to happen and need to happen in order for me to be able to take care of this. No, it was already predestined in my mind. I wonder what blessing or gift or occurrence is going to happen that's going to take care of this. And one day I received a bill. It wasn't for very much, but at this time I was in my early 20s and on my own. And this bill arrived for a few $100s. And I did not currently in my hand hold the money to take care of it. I was working as a journalist, and if you know people starting out in journalism, they don't do it for the money. They get a little bit, but anyway. And so I received this bill and I was like, okay, that's not my current reality. I'm just going to put that down and wait and see how this unfolds. Can't wait to see how the universe is going to take care of this one, right? Not 48 hours later, I get another letter from a company that I used to work for. And I had totally forgotten that I worked for that company. Part of our compensation was an employee stock plan. So every time you got paid, you also got a percentage of stock in something that the company owned. And it was a big media conglomerate. They owned TV, radio, they even owned a baseball team. So I got this letter and they were like, hey, you haven't worked for us for more than 12 months. And it's against our policies for you to hold this type of stock when you're not an employee, because it's only for employees. And so we have sold your stock for you at the price, the deadline date, the price that it was on the deadline date for you to not be an owner anymore. And here's a check. And I kid you not, that check was just a few pennies over what the bill was asking me for. And I was like, ha, this is awesome. Thank you. Woohoo! Deposited it, took care of it, and moved on. And that really is how my life was for a while, until I started expanding my thoughts. Why just barely take care of these bills? Why not bask in more success? Why not bask in more abundance? And so that is where I'm going to help you get next week when we start with your beginner law of attraction visualization exercise. This is for beginning folks who are just now realizing that they've been practicing this all along, but when you're really getting into intentional attraction, this is also for you folks who have been practicing law of attraction intentionally for a while, and you want to get a new tool in your LOA tool belt. So do make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the little bell so you get a notification next week when that video drops, and I'll see you then.